Hola, ¿qué tal familia? Aquí Joanastic al aparato, bienvenidos a un nuevo vídeo. Un vídeo que por fin ha llegado, unas explicaciones que por fin ha llegado. Ha llegado la presentación del remake de The Last of Us, The Last of Us parte 1. Ha llegado después de las liqueadas. Naughty Dog, Sony, PlayStation, quien sea, ha decidido reaccionar y han publicado un vídeo de 10 minutos 41 segundos para dar explicaciones, para dar una presentación como Dios manda y no con leaks marranos del remake de The Last of Us. No lo he visto. Estamos grabando este vídeo en un directo de la plataforma de color lila y vamos a reaccionar en directo. Voy a reaccionar en directo. Vamos allá. Ya sabéis que si os gusta el contenido que hago, redes sociales disponibles, el perfil de Twitter, el canal de YouTube, la plataforma morada, y si queréis apoyar el contenido del canal económicamente, tenéis las membresías disponibles. Entre otras cosas, podréis usar los emotes y los emblemas de Aku. Porque sí, Aku no se quiere perder el vídeo de presentación del remake de The Last of Us. Sí, Aku, pero te sientas un poquito, sí, ya he preparado el gorro aquí. Vale, vamos, pero ponte bien porque te vas a caer. ¿Has visto? Tú no has visto el vídeo, ¿no? No, Aku no ha visto el... No, Aku no ha visto el vídeo. Venga, ¿te estás quieto? Sí, perfecto. Aquí está el vídeo. Voy a darle a reproducir. Que la fuerza me acompañe. Que la fuerza me acompañe. Voy a ponérmelo en un buen sitio. El vídeo. El sonido entra bien.
I'm coming.
More than 2 years ago, when we were finishing Last of Us Part 2, and we were working on those flashbacks within that scene for the first game, we got excited with the idea of like, oh man, what if we made The Last of Us Part 1 to look as good, if not better, than what we have done with Last of Us Part 2, which we really pushed the boundaries of like what we could do from gameplay and a graphical standpoint, and felt like if we do that, we could actually come even closer to our original vision of what the first game would have been had we not been constrained by technology.
Lo que dijeron en el Summer Game Fest. Rebuilt for PS5. Reconstruido para PlayStation.
The original creative vision of The Last of Us, I think in a lot of ways was larger than what the PlayStation 3 was capable of.
The tech of the PS5, it's like an open box of tools and goodies that we can play from and draw from. The 4K, HDR, improved haptics, 60 frames, help us to reimagine The Last of Us.
¡Oh! ¡Ay, por Dios! ¡Ay, por Dios!
Opportunities to rebuild our characters at the highest fidelity. Not only are the characters more detailed, I mean down to the irises and the pupil depth. You know, you fall into the eyes of the characters.
Madre mía,
aside from
las
that,
caras.
the facial animation is just way more believable. Like all the nuances, all the little subtle reactions, glances, glares, right? Like you get all of it almost closer to sort of the original performances.
So no matter what, you stick to me like glue. Like glue. Like glue. Good.
We are able now to not only just have the highest fidelity characters in the cutscene, but also in gameplay. It's the same character, so now we can do these seamless transitions in and out. Every part of the game has benefited from seamless transitions and emotional scripting.
Pretty good, huh?
Our stories happen in gameplay.
Uy, las animaciones no faciales.
All this stuff is designed to keep you constantly in this world.
Riley, come here. Now you got this, go.
El lenguaje no verbal potenciado en el remake. Normal.
One of the things that the PlayStation 5 is really enabling is that we're able to have a density of physics objects in a scene that we could never do before. Like, this has always been the dream, is to have this number of bumpables, chippables, breakables, destructible objects in a scene. It just makes the world feel rich, makes it feel lived in.
Ah, que Joel corre igual y se cae igual. Es un remaster.
The turret truck in Pittsburgh, when it's firing at you and it's just ripping apart the concrete and sending objects flying left and right.
Seeing things break, like there's fear, there's a real fear that it invokes.
And it's giving us a much more dynamic range of gameplay to play with.
Hay muchos más elementos en el escenario y hay más interacción.
Our AI tech has just increased.
¡Ay, la Curiosity
incredibly.
Edition!
What we built and based itself off was The Last of Us Part 2's AI. And it has
Curiosity
sophisticated
Edition de
systems
Play
for things
5.
like the fundamental knowledge model of how these NPCs
Mira, mi Curiosity
perceive
Edition.
and understand what the player
Tema
is
inteligencia
much more
artificial,
sophisticated.
Now how the enemies are communicating with each other, how they're chasing you, how they're
comunican.
flanking you, how intense
Te
that fight
emboscan.
feels. It's so much more rewarding coming out of it from the other
Como en
side.
parte 2. Como en parte 2, igual.
One of the other big AI improvements is the buddies.
La
The
inteligencia
buddies
artificial aliada.
technology that we developed for The Last of Us Part 2 has this very sophisticated understanding of like, okay, this is where the enemies can see their exposure. We not only have exposure,
Ya.
we have future exposure.
lárgate.
So buddies can know, okay, that enemy is walking forward and they're about to round this corner. So in 3 seconds, that corner is going to be exposed. So I'd better move now to avoid this enemy seeing me. This really lets the buddies
Esta es la
make very
teoría, veremos luego la
complex,
ejecución.
decisions and maintain that feeling of stealth much more believably.
Esta es la teoría, pero...
Another big enhancement to the gameplay is that we have this technology called motion matching.
El motion
Motion matching
matching.
is this technology that's basically using logic that tries to match the desired movement to a bucket of
Me había costado
hundreds
reconocer el
of
escenario.
animations. A mocapped actor has gone in and
El
run this
motion
whole
matching.
gauntlet of movements to get a really
Por
full
fin
set
lo
of
vemos
all
de
the
Naughty
different ways a
Dog.
person can move. And then it's basically every frame trying to find the best matching animation that fits the path of
El
where the
coñazo que
character's
di en
gonna
2018
go.
con
And
el
this
motion
motion
matching.
model just gives this really seamless sense of transition. The player's movement is just a lot cleaner. It's this really smooth, organic movement through the space.
First, we just had to build that core experience. And then beyond that, we wanted to add several
Additional
features
gameplay
that
muy-
fans have been asking for.
Renders, un modo foto de la
For example, we
hostia.
now have a permadeath mode.
¡Permadeath!
We've
¡Permadeath!
added a brand new
No lo
speedrun
habían
mode
anunciado.
so players can time themselves. There's a whole community of gamers that just want to see how
Uy, uy, uy,
fast they
Austin.
can play through this game.
Uy,
Beyond
Austin.
that, we added a bunch
Con
more
marcador arriba.
of
¿Qué,
unlockables.
skins?
So there's all these different outfits for Ellie and Joel that people can unlock.
¿Ese es Drake?
A
¿Es una
model
camiseta de
viewer
Drake?
mode, so people can really appreciate the
¡No!
details.
¡El artwork!
We
¡Es el
added
artwork!
award-winning accessibility features.
Es el
Every
concepto de arte
single
que hicieron del
accessibility
primer
option
juego, lo han
we
hecho
offer,
realidad.
That's a barrier removed for someone.
¡Putos
As she
locos!
surveys the apartment, her eyes wander to Joel. She steps past the couch. He wears the wristwatch Sarah gifted him, which now has a cracked face.
To my knowledge, this is the first PlayStation game that has audio description built into the game, built into the cinematics.
Descripción de audio
Now
dentro
it's
del juego.
nighttime. Joel stirs in his sleep.
And that's really the way we've tried to push the frontier of accessibility on this game.
Qué grandes. Audiodescripción de lo que está
So much
pasando en
of the
pantalla.
identity of The Last of Us is the world.
We revamped completely the art direction. You know, everything from these expansive vistas that not only are they beautiful, but
construyendo el
you
muro de
feel the
Jackson!
environments. You feel the environments in a much more visceral way. The rooftops overlooking
Quería ver
the Capitol
Jackson.
building, for example.
Cómo lo habían
Just the
reconstruido, cómo lo
breath
habían
of
hecho.
fresh air when you go up there and you just like, you feel that sort of release in tension. And then, you know, to juxtapose that down in the tunnels in Wilds, and you get that dank, flooded tunnel feel, that
Es que va a ser una
humidity, you can
historia
actually
única.
feel it.
En
All
parte uno y
these
parte dos.
environments are just completely reimagined.
Now we got our
Cómo
engine on the
mejorar la
PS5, those haptics, the 3D audio, the fast loading. It really creates a much more immersive, and because of that, much more emotional experience.
One of the things I absolutely love with the 3D audio in The Last of Us Part 1 is being able to hear an enemy before they sneak up on you. And trying to do a stalker
abusadores.
fight with the 3D audio is just so much fun. You're hearing them
Uy, el sótano del
skitter
hotel!
around in a different room, and you're hearing them trying to get up behind you.
¡Hostia!
Having that two-part reaction of like hearing, turning, seeing, reacting, it's just really heightens that sense of just being grounded. You are in this character, you are in this world.
El 3 de audio con el Tempest, que cualquiera lo podrá escuchar con unos auriculares
Now,
normales.
With the PlayStation 5, the amount of control that developers have over the DualSense, it's really, really cool. All the guns in the game have a variable amount of resistance on the triggers when you aim them. The way it works with the bow is that at the very beginning, when they're starting to draw the bow, there's a little bit of resistance.
Por eso, en el primero, cuando tú disparabas con la flecha, apretabas R2 solo.
And then when you release the bow, you're also getting that resistance going out of the trigger.
Jugad al remaster y intentad hacer eso,
When you
imposible.
are aiming and firing the shotgun, you're going to get a haptic vibration on the shot. And then what I think is one of the ways that the DualSense really advances things is you're going to get a haptic vibration on the pump of the shotgun. And what's much more sophisticated about that on the DualSense is that in effect has a little like speaker in it. And it's playing an audio file that comes through in the vibrations. And those two beats
de las vibraciones.
is what you're going to feel on the controller.
¡Hostia! El recargar el arma se va a notar
This
en el
also
mando.
ties in to the new workbench animations. So if you're seeing
de
Joel
trabajo.
taking apart a gun or screwing something in or putting a new stock on
¿Silenciador?
the gun, that
No, no
moment
silenciador
where
eso,
he's,
¿no?
like, jamming that on.
Sí,
you're
sí,
gonna
sí,
get that
silenciador.
feedback on that. We
¿Era
have,
silenciador?
you know,
¿O tengo que volver a ver?
haptics all across the board, you know, for all the moments you kind of expect.
Se acaba,
for
se acaba, se acaba.
clambering, jumping,
El fuego.
landing,
Cuidado con el fuego.
meleeing, getting melee, like all those kind of high intensity
¡Uy, la
moments
nieve!
we
¿Cómo
have
tan
represented in the haptics. What I personally absolutely adore is the way we can enhance the really
Jirafa, 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 la
quiet,
música.
subtle moments of gameplay. So it's like when Joel
¡Jirafa, la música!
the giraffe,
¿Cómo,
getting
cómo,
that
cómo?
little light touch on the haptics as he's petting the giraffe.
Que vamos a notar la vibración áptica
To
al
me,
tocar la
that's
jirafa.
the
Bueno,
essence of The
claro,
Last
ya.
of Us. It's the high tension moments, it's the low tension moments, it's all of it feeling grounded. It's you're feeling immersed in this world. It's all about bringing you along with that
Ya lo
story
viven aquí,
in as
¿no?
many ways
Sacas
as we
la tula en
can, and
directo,
that's
ya.
what the new technology on the
Tocar la
PlayStation 5 is
jirafa.
allowing.
Para los de The Last of Us, tocar la jirafa es...
Was that everything you hoped for?
Jury's
¿Te
still
gusta lo
out.
que ves?
There's something
¿Era lo que te
special about
esperabas?
that core experience of playing as Joel and Ellie on this journey. Then to take that experience and really honor it and keep their
Antes de la
authenticity,
librería.
but elevate it in every way possible, whether it's pipeline, whether it's art direction,
Oi, oi,
whether it's
oi,
technology,
oi, oi,
everything that
oi, oi,
allows
oi.
us to make that experience better. Not different, extremely better. That's why, to me, this is the definitive way to play The Last of Us.
No diferente, muchísimo mejor. ¡Ay, ay, 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 ay! ¡Ay, ay, ay! ¡Ay! No, 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 no. Me encanta, me ha puesto muy palote estas últimas palabras de Neil Druckmann.
In every way possible, whether it's pipeline, whether it's art direction, whether it's technology, everything that allows us to make that experience better.
Para que la experiencia sea mejor.
Not different,
No diferente.
extremely better.
Extremely better. Uy, 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 uy.
That's why, to me, this is the definitive way to play The Last of Us.
La manera definitiva de jugar The Last of Us. De vivir The Last of Us. Madre del amor hermoso lo que se ha visto. Gente, esta es mi reacción genuina. No había visto el vídeo antes. ¿Qué os ha parecido a vosotros? Os leo en el cajetín de comentarios. ¿Qué pensáis de lo que se ha mostrado? ¿Ha cambiado vuestra opinión respecto a los leaks marranos? ¿Estáis de acuerdo que... se ve muchísimo mejor, pero la sensación, el gameplay, el sistema de combate es muy fiel a The Last of Us, al original? Porque las palabras de Druckmann son muy claras. Es un juego, una experiencia para vivirla mejor, no diferente. Extremadamente mejor. Yo creo que ahí justifican perfectamente que es que no se tenga, yo creo que no se tiene ni que justificar, que es una decisión artística, por llamarlo de alguna manera. Joel tiene un gameplay, tiene una forma de combatir, y Ellie tiene otro gameplay, otra forma de combatir, y Abby tiene una mezcla de ambos. ¿Estáis de acuerdo con esto? ¿No estáis de acuerdo? ¿Qué es lo que más os ha gustado? ¿Qué es lo que menos os ha gustado? ¿Qué es lo que os ha decepcionado? ¿Lo que no? ¿Qué es lo que os pone chasqueador y no? Os leo en el cajetín de comentarios. Ya sabéis que si os gusta el contenido que hago tenéis aquí las redes sociales disponibles, que si queréis apoyar el canal de forma económica con una membresía, tenéis las membresías disponibles aquí arriba a la derecha, y que, como es habitual en los vídeos que subimos en YouTube, agradecemos a los miembros más generosos, más bondadosos, más contundentes. Los tenéis aquí. Los locos de Lorenzo Ceballos, Alfredo Álvarez, Dardo Campo, en Coxiloto también, a los no tan locos, pero locos igual, porque todos los que estáis en esta comunidad sois unos tarados de tres pares de narices. Cador Robotics, Ordono, Jaduda, Dag, Jessy García, Mario Jesús, Carlos ER, junto con toda la familia restante, que en total somos 26. Gente, hasta aquí el vídeo. Voy a verlo otra vez y otra vez y otra vez. Habrá análisis, habrá detalles. Primero la reacción. Y luego ya la analización. Hasta otro ratito. Chao, chao y hasta otro ratito.